the reality is decision fatigue is real. And every minute second, every minute period of time or increment of time has to have an ROI. And so you're going to piss off a lot of people overall if you say, no, like I'm not going to go hang out at the bar or whatever. Like I don't drink, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. Don't party. I mean, I'll go have good times every once in a while, but the ROI of that activity needs to be adding to my mental health or social health and that kind of stuff, not for the sake of escaping a reality. Mm-hmm. So those pieces of time I look at as bite-sized increments of value. So what I did in the very beginning to help me understand is, the value of my time was lifetime gross profit to me, or lifetime gross income. Sure, you may go make $1 million with the agency. Like we talked about earlier, if you're left with 20% margins, $200,000, how much of that are you really taking home? Cool. So $700,000 in costs, $100,000 to you, whatever, right? Whatever the margins are. Like, okay, if I work a full year and I make $100,000, obviously the way that I'm thinking right now, and there's foundational years for sure, but once that's built, okay, there's ways that I'm thinking right now that aren't configured appropriately to see the bigger picture as to what I can do. So how do I retrain my thinking to give me a different outcome on an every 15-minute basis or an every hour basis? What reports and data would I need to have in front of me to monitor in order to actually understand the frequency of where we're going? I'll give you an example. Grant Cardone, when I was working there, massive sales floor, multiple offers, multiple businesses, multiple streams. So I learned how to build a portfolio company, modeling some of the things that he was doing. But the main thing is he gets a report every 15 minutes in each department on the key indicators, every 15 minutes.
Wow.
So if I have an entire sales floor, I want to know how many dials are going out, how many connects are happening, how many sets or how many purchases are occurring every 15 minutes to monitor my sales guys. In front of that is the marketing. Can that flow essentially not capitulate or not cannibalize itself? Am I getting enough flow for the sales team, or do I need to dial back marketing so these guys can catch up? And it's a teeter-tottering effect. And so, for me personally, I had to look at my time every 15 minutes. So I had a spreadsheet. This was an exercise with Dan Martell. Buy Back Your Time is his book. I think it's a fantastic book. Everyone should read it. And you look at what are you doing every single 15 minutes. And I'm talking about like once you wake up, 15 minutes, bathroom, piss, whatever, that kind of stuff, down to, hey, I was on social media for 7 minutes. Then I was on this for 4. I was just scrolling through and doing whatever. Because we are humans. We need feedback. We need communication. And entrepreneurs, we don't get that unless we buy masterminds, coaches, that kind of stuff. And you self-identify unless you have a consulting call. So if you can self-identify your feedback loops to be every 15 minutes and be like, dude, I was on social media when I woke up for the first 15 minutes of the day. If I see that enough and that's a habit I'm trying to break, it's going to piss me off. Like if I'm constantly being told that I'm on social media, or I'm constantly being told that I'm doing X, Y, Z, which I told myself I wouldn't do, it should piss you off to a point where then you get more confidence because you tackled that win. And the way we rate it is, a single dollar sign, 2, 3, 4, just like Yelp or whatever we use out here in Dubai, as to indicate what's the value of that task. Me on social media for 15 minutes, probably a low value task. Me analyzing social media ads of competitors, probably a 3 out of 4 on the dollar sign thing. A higher valuable task, same time, same platform, same thing, different intent. Mm-hmm. So you look at that on a minute level every 15 minutes. That's what I did for myself. The second thing is, which I would recommend to any entrepreneur that's reading this, especially if you're not an ops guy and you're not a finance person and you don't understand the importance of dashboards or how to execute on them. Don't worry. I didn't understand it in the beginning either. Didn't really think through it all. Is The Road Less Stupid. One of my favorite books. And at the end of every chapter, there's questions that you can start embodying to actually, repeat, say out loud, ingrain those into your mind, because then you'll start to think that way. And then you'll be able to self-select your problems that you solve later. So all this stuff, man, is really just predicated on what inputs are you giving yourself, because the outputs are going to occur. Your questions that you ask yourself are going to drive the thoughts that you have, that then drive the actions that you have, which then determines your habits, which then determines your results, which then determines your legacy.